The Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP, has released its manifesto today, what it calls the Sankalp Patra. It was released by Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the party president JP Nadda and other senior leaders like Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who happens to be the chair of the Manifesto Committee, and Union Home Minister Amit Shah present on the dais, along with Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. She was the convener of the Manifesto Committee. Now, according to Rajnath Singh, the manifesto is a product of a lot of intense discussions which the party leadership or the committee had among themselves with the Prime Minister, and most importantly, by crowdsourcing from people through platforms like the Namo app of the Prime Minister, through the BJP website, and other ways of engaging that the party has. Roughly 15 lakh, which is 1.5 million suggestions received, then there was some mechanism put in place to go through them, and some of them having taken in for conversations, fine-tuned, and maybe have become part of the manifesto. So essentially suggesting that it's a crowdsourced manifesto reflecting thoughts of citizenry and the aspirations of the people, and the BJP would try to sort of deliver on them over the next 5 years. Now, the release function itself was essentially about first underscoring all that has been achieved by the BJP in the last 10 years of the Modi government, and all the promises that were made in 2014 manifesto and 2019 manifesto, and how they have actualized or materialized on the ground. And so, for example, the schemes like Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, schemes like the Jan Dhan accounts, schemes like the toilets being made for the poor, schemes like Mudra Yojana, how they have made a difference to the lives of the people, to the ease of living, as Prime Minister calls it. And from there on, the manifesto then talks about the future. Now, that's where it gets interesting. Now, ideally, you would have thought that after having done whatever it has done in the last 10 years, the BJP would talk about some new fancy stuff to sort of attract people. But it does not. So what we see in the manifesto coming out, which is 76 pages long, is about the BJP reiterating how the schemes, projects, etc. of the last 10 years have worked and delivered fantastically. And then it talks about scaling up or strengthening these same schemes further. So, for example, in the case of Ujjwala Yojana, Prime Minister himself said that while it has made a lot of difference in terms of getting the cylinders to the houses or homes specifically of the poor, now we are thinking of scaling it up and converting this into a piped gas scheme for everyone, at least in the urban areas to begin with. Of course, already projects going on. Then projects like Mudra Yojana, which were about providing seed capital to small scale, micro scale entrepreneurs. That limit, which was up to 10 lakh, is promised to be increased to 20 lakh rupees. So again, more of the same, but in a different scale and different reach that is targeted. Now, these are two examples. There are many others which essentially show as BJP coming out as very confident about what it has delivered over the last 10 years and how it can make it even better by increasing the scale, increasing the reach, sort of looking for saturation coverage, and then take it further from there. Now, psychologically speaking, that gives you a peep into the mind of the BJP leadership, which believes that it's really worked well for them, and so let's continue. People have voted for the BJP based on what it has delivered, and we need to sort of address aspirations and to strengthen what has already been achieved. As an Americanism goes, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Apart from that, the BJP seems to have sort of readjusted or calibrated its response to other political parties. So we are seeing this debate about freebie culture, welfareism versus assistance coming in from the state in a manner that it's self-sustaining. So there a wedding has been done between, for example, the free electricity that's promised by most political parties and the BJP dovetailing that free electricity idea with Prime Minister's Surya Yojana, Surya Grah Yojana, where the project is that from solar rooftop scheme, those households would generate electricity, use it for free. If they have extra, they can distribute outside also. So that's the kind of tinkering with free electricity that the party has done. Apart from that, of course, rhetoric like zero tolerance policy, how it has delivered already in terms of sidelining Pakistan, etc. And then going harder on left-wing extremism in the country, particularly in states like Chhattisgarh, some pockets of Maharashtra, and neighborhood first policy. On foreign policy, its interesting aspect is that the BJP manifesto talks about taking the Ramayana to the masses around the world, not just within India, but around the world through the foreign policy route, as also setting up Thiruvalluvar Center. So that's obviously aimed at the Tamil audience or the Tamil electorate, and that gives you an idea of, again, what's going on in the mind of the BJP, focusing down south, as they have been hard, with Prime Minister himself leading from the front. Apart from that, if you look at the manifesto, there is underscoring of the troika of BJP promises that had been on its manifesto since 1980s. The Ram Temple, the abrogation of Article 370 and the Uniform Civil Code, which have been substantially or partly already implemented. So Ram Temple is already there. Abrogation of Article 370 has happened, and the Uniform Civil Code in terms of triple talaq having been removed, already there, and UCC is still a promise, though of course it has already been rolled out in a state like Uttarakhand, other states ruled by the BJP already wanting to do it. So that's how the manifesto looks like, more of continuity and consolidation, and it sort of seeks to build on Modi legacy and address aspirations through proper governance delivery, focusing on making things better that are already there and are working, rather than promising the moon and not talk about the implementable. So, for example, when the Prime Minister ended, he said that this is the new India, you can't stop it, and we have already delivered on Chandrayaan, it's time for Gaganyaan, we have already delivered a fantastic World Cup, it's time for aiming at Olympics. So, forward-looking, future-looking, consolidating, and continuing what Modi government has delivered in the last decade. That's how the BJP manifesto looks like.